So we saw two cover arts. One is the cover of Weekly Jump, where Luffy stands on a sack of treasure, wearing a crown and a skull that says King, and the other is a chapter art of all the ladies are actually having a fun day at the beach, which we knew is similar to the guys of the Straw Hats actually sleeping. So we're going to see what's happening on the story right now, which in the castle, we see Sabo had defeated the guards, where he met up with Jewelry Bonnie, who's after the same thing, in which they can skip the talk, knowing that she realized that he is Luffy's brother, in which he heard about Kuma have a daughter. So they try to find the keys, but Kawasu have found the keys talking to the crow with his powers. So now he's getting ready to head over to Kuma, which Bonnie said that she's headed over to Egghead Island, which she is now to find Vegapunk to help her to restore Kuma's memories, by which they saw that the guards have spotted them, in which they actually escape, knowing of how we knew that they're actually looking for something. So now they're actually headed towards their separate ways, knowing that Egghead Island is where she needs to go. Meanwhile, we see Cobra headed towards the throne room where he met with the five elders, in which they were about how the world government was founded 800 years ago with 8 different monarchs have come together, in which the ones who actually have their families created it are known as celestial dragons. They're responsible for the creation of the world, knowing of how they rule over for centuries, as they have installed the empty throne that could be something more serious. But at the same time, new royal families were handpicked to rule the nations that they were assigned to, as they realized that the founders could no longer rule over, as those families still have power till this day. So now the dynasty reigns over how the families have become greater than anyone else, knowing of how they realize that the monologue which Queen Lily of the House of the Nefertari, who was moralized for 20 years, in which she didn't stay to become a celestial dragon, but returned to Alabasta to continue her reign, knowing of how the family has continued to act as surveillance, which the 19 weapons that were actually placed around the empty throne, knowing of how he told them that he scoured all over his kingdom's ancient texts that actually remembers the era due to the void century, in which they have a common thing, in which he say that her name isn't mentioned once, which of course he was talking about Queen Lily, never made it home to Alabasta, and the burden of ruling the kingdom falls towards his younger brother, in which, to be frank, in which a voice which is Emu say that 800 years is a long time, which the 20 families, which the Nefertari line did not move there, but the queen returned to his kingdom after that decision, knowing that the information was false. But he did ask the meeting of the will D, in which the letter that wrote by the queen has been passed down to generation. Meanwhile, we see at the courtyard of Shira, Shirahoshi was captured by Sharwas, who actually captured her again. But his brother tried to save her sister, knowing of the fact that he will try to stop them from taking her. But we knew that they won't let them take her sister away. But Jagar, knowing of how he had to restrain her, but Sai and Leo have decided to save the princess by working together, knowing that they are pirates, using tail hammer and drill dragon nail to defeat him, in which they've actually murdered the celestial dragon. But we see how they rescue Kuma and decide to escape. But we see Imu have actually arrived, knowing of how he made his presence known and sat on the throne where we knew that could be trouble. So we knew that Imu have actually arrived and he sat on the throne after Cobra told the history of Alabasta. So Imu sitting on the throne on the day that Cobra was killed. So we knew something bad is going to happen with the fact that the Revolutionary Army have rescued Kuma. So we're going to see what's going to happen on the next chapter, the week after next week, after the break. So anyway, like this video, subscribe for more, and comment everything about the manga chapter. You guys can also follow me on Twitter, Instagram, Tumblr, and my Facebook page and Twitch. Until then, this is Anime Guy Hunter here saying signing out. Laters and be safe.